What do you see on your side? Are we live, guys? Like, as I'm
We're
seeing.
live on Twitch.
Okay, I see live on Twitch. We're actually live on YouTube now on the Amazon warrants customers on pre-orders. Okay, guys, today we have a special event going on in the podcast. We will actually be covering a special event just hosted for you guys. Joe really doesn't know much about it. How do you feel about this special event?
Looking forward to it.
And if you also like us to cover any information, please comment in the comments, in the chats, anything you'd like us to cover in the next podcast, and I will do special events for you. And also, we will probably, if you need help with any kind of technical information, if you would like to come onto the stream and actually be participate in it on a live stream and actually show you how to fix a computer or show you how do you fix your computer, we will actually be glad to actually assist you. But just be warned that you will be censored. Right, Joe?
I'm sorry. I was just a little distracted by some other things going on right now. It looks like we're streaming 2 streams on YouTube at the same time. We're multitasking today.
I guess so. Whatever's floating on YouTube's boat.
So yeah, we'll continue with this, and you want to go into the I was totally distracted. What were you saying though?
I said we're glad to help them come on live on YouTube platform and actually help them fix computers or whatever they want to do. If they need any help, assistance.
What was the censoring?
We're thinking like if they come live onto our platform, they will actually be censored with saying the certain words, certain this, certain that.
So yeah. We'll make sure it's clean. Yeah, and if you don't keep it clean, we have to ask somebody else to be a part of it.
Correct. So please, if you want to participate, please be courteous and follow certain protocols and rules. So let's go ahead and get started on podcast number 19, guys. So excited today. Today we actually have an amazing thing that's going on. Amazon is warning Xbox Series X pre-orders that their consoles might be showing up late. What do you think about that, Joe? Like, do you think this is a legit deal from Amazon, or do you think they're just backed up on their orders?
I personally think that anybody who suspects that any of these launches are going to go perfectly needs to remember what year we're in. Know what I mean? Like, we're all dealing with this global thing. Everything's 3 times as hard. And if you get the PlayStation 5 before January, I consider that success.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of factories for food production have been shut down all the time, over and over again. I don't know what's happening with all these different tech companies, how many times they've had a shutdown or not shut down. Maybe they don't have it as much public as much because they're not like, it's not like we're not super dependent on it because we have enough like old hardware that we can always like buy and sell,
Yeah.
But a console launch, you're getting a console launch during a global problem. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, definitely.
So it just makes everybody feel better for, Christmas or the New Year's. And if it's going to be a few weeks late, it's a new console. It's going to be very, very powerful PlayStation 5 and very powerful Xbox and the PC. Everybody's getting a lot of really good graphics cards, and we're going to look what AMD is going to be doing. So I'm okay with even a month delay.
Oh, definitely.
But I think we have seen that with other things that I think it seemed like the tech world wasn't like hit as much. We thought like the production of the new CPUs and GPUs and consoles and stuff would not be delayed by much, but it looks like more of these are more like paper launches than we thought they were going to be.
Definitely.
And so like that's what like the RTX 3080 and the 3090 people like they're selling out so fast. There's not as many of them, and it's probably going to be the same thing with the consoles. I remember that was the way it was like with the Wii when it first came out and the new Xbox. Way back in like 2007 and stuff. Like different consoles. Depends on the demand and the timing of the planet. Like what's happening like globally.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I like a few months ago, when my little boy was on visiting his parents, not his parents, but his mom. Uh, we actually were trying to get a Nintendo Switch, and there was nothing for a whole month. I could never find. Every time I went, they either sold the last one or there was nothing in stock. As of last night, we've actually found out that there was two Nintendo Switches at Walmart. I was like, "Holy cow!" The rumors are they're back. They're back, guys.
Yeah. So when these actually do launch, everybody's gonna be super happy.
Correct. And I wonder
It's
how
like
this.
you're like, oh my gosh, it actually happened.
The legend is true. It's back, and they're launching. So I'm kind of curious how it's gonna take into consideration on this, like how many people are actually gonna get it and stuff like that. So I'm very curious.
Well, and it unfortunately, it's depending on what your opinion is too. Scalpers will be buying them up too, and making the delay even harder. But that happens with every single new launch.
Correct.
There's always
Very true.
scalpers, and in the United States, only like about 15 states like have any laws about scalping. I
Mm-hmm.
checked this up today because of the 3090 launch, because people were saying, oh, they couldn't find it anywhere because scalping, like there's already people are selling it for like $2,000 or $2,500 on eBay, and actually many countries and many states don't have any laws against scalping, which is kind of interesting. So um, yeah, if you want to join the scalping, you have to save up or use your credit or whatever, right? You
Yep.
take a risk because they might not sell it for much more than they actually bought it for,
Correct.
Like if they miscalculate and you're like, okay, I bought like the Wii for the PlayStation 5 for $500 and I'm trying to make like 1,000 or 1,500. I don't know. I mean, you might get like 700 or 800 or something, or more, but sometimes they gamble, it's gambling where they buy like 5 or 10 of them. They have like their friends wait in line and then
Yep.
they give them money and they do stuff like this, and maybe they'll sell them all. Maybe they'll make enough profit, but unfortunately, I think scalpers usually do. But
Yeah.
sometimes they get burned.
Yeah, and that's so true. That's been going on, or that's been going on recently. Even more with what's going on, it's been getting pretty bad. But
yeah, because people are desperate. Even scalpers are desperate. Like you could say that somebody who does scalping is actually a desperate person to begin with.
correct.
Because it's a form of gambling. Basically, I see it.
Yep, definitely. Okay. Well, that's gonna end this topic. So let's go ahead and go to the next topic, which is the next topic. This is a very, very, very interesting. Um, it's gonna involve Microsoft hints that you'll soon be able to stream Xbox games to iPhones. How do you think about that, Joe? Because like Xbox games to iPhones, like, how, do you think? What do you think about this?
Well, I think it's pretty cool. I'm not sure how effective it's going to be, like what resolutions they're going to be able to put and like what frame rates and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's just like up to the gamers, right? Like a lot of them can actually probably do it because I was always streaming, like trying to do like first person shooter games, which are pretty hard to stream because they're so fast paced and they're like open world and a lot of changing things with multiplayer. But if
Yeah.
you're streaming like single player games, it's probably doable on the phone and with the Xbox and everything, especially
Yeah.
if you're okay with like only getting an output of, with the phone, like the pixel density is a lot more, and so like I'm even like watching YouTube videos, like watching our own stream or something, looking at it at like 14, like 140 or 240p looks pretty good.
Definitely.
And so that's why you can do it on your phone. It's pretty cool. They show like this little attachment to your controller, and then you put your phone on there,
Yeah.
and that's just pretty tight because then you can like interact with probably your viewers that way,
Correct. And
and it's
I
right
know.
there.
And I think they launched this a few years later after the Windows 10 launched, because I don't know if you knew, you could actually watch stream to your Windows computer. I don't know if you ever tried that, Joe.
No, not necessarily. I've always
Yeah.
used OBS.
Yeah, you could actually stream from your Xbox One straight to your computer through I think Windows Media Center or something like that. You hook it up, you set it up, and then you can actually stream directly to it. It's just a streaming, just to actually watch it.
Yeah, no, I've had a lot of consoles in the past, but I've never tried to like stream. It was always like trying to stream like basically when I already converted to PC, and so everything was OBS. But
interesting.
Yeah, I imagine if I was trying like because I've had like dial up. I had like dial up forever.
Oh
so
man,
streaming's like I didn't get to like DSL speeds until like 2008.
Holy
so
cow.
for a long dial up for a long time.
Man, Joe, I don't think I could ever go back to dial up on that. Doing what we do today.
I don't think even dial up would be like maybe. I don't think it's even like out there. It'd be like DSL,
Yeah. The first
DSL's the floor. Like it'd be like now it's like maybe too expensive to even like run dial up. Maybe. Correct. I'm not sure if it's even offered out there.
I don't know. I know that some people still have. So I know some people still have 1.5 megs and 3 meg up through AT&T, depending on their area and their region. So
yeah,
I kind of feel bad for those guys out there.
Yeah, well, that's at least that's at least livable.
Yeah, like for me alone, I have 25 meg up, 25 meg down. I only pay like $15.
Yeah.
But it's Google Fiber.
It's the Google Fiber.
Google Fiber. You can't go wrong there.
It's the golden nugget that needs to come everywhere.
Definitely. Cannot live without Google Fiber, guys. Cannot.
Google, you need to save us all.
Save everything. Even take over the internet too while you're at it. The rest of it. Yeah.
And so with this news about being able to stream from your iPhone, Microsoft was saying that they could do it you can do it to the Android sooner than the iPhone, and there is some speculation that there might be some complications with the Apple iOS, that this thing with Epic Games put some things in the rocky thing, but they say that it's because it's under a different format instead of like a game app store. They're calling it like remote desktop clients. They might be able to they've already done this with like the PlayStation 4, I believe, like on their store, like the streaming thing. And so they're just thinking like, well, if they did it with the 4, maybe they should be able to do it with the 5. And Apple can always change their policy whenever they want to. Correct. But they're hoping that this this Fortnite Epic Games thing isn't going to change policy.
Correct.
So there is, a little sketchiness, but they're programming it, and they're hoping it will release seamlessly.
I hope so. I hope this time around it's gonna be a success. And it does help out with type of gaming. Maybe they could actually do with the already like the remote desktop clients, that they could actually be able to let the phone users somehow interact with that a little bit more.
Oh yeah,
with the game console.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll be interesting to come. Anything else, Joe, you could think of? Because this is kind of like a very short topic.
No, I just think it's pretty cool. Like I never really thought like it was really possible because of how intense it is to stream. But if it looks really good on your phone for like 1440, I never really recognized like how many people are just watching games on their phone. Correct. And how like the majority of like a lot of your viewers from streaming are going to be on your phone. Yeah,
definitely. Majority of population and even watch our podcast is actually almost 70% mobile, or should I say mobile?
Yeah, which then makes like a 720p stream or a 1080p stream. Correct. Like really awesome.
Correct, definitely. Well, that's going to end this topic. We're going to the next topic. The next topic is very interesting as well. Next topic is next year you'll be able to use Microsoft Office without a subscription. So what do you think about that, Joe? What do you think about Microsoft with them allowing to use Microsoft Office full blown without a subscription? For years they've had subscription based, and now they're completely phasing that out. What do you think of this, Joe?
I think it would be awesome. I think Microsoft has benefited tons by but how much money they've made off of their iOS and their OS, sorry, and then also with the with Microsoft Office with all their products and stuff. I don't know. I just think it's good to do something like this in such a global problem year. Give some people some relief so they don't have to pay, $50 to $100 or whatever the price is for this, and let people, you're trying to revive the global economy. Some of these things will go in the right direction, letting people be more productive. And Google really, sorry, this is Microsoft, but Google already is like a competitor because they offer like Microsoft Drive and a whole bunch of other apps, like tons of apps actually, like Map and a whole bunch of photos and stuff. So Microsoft already has a competitor, and if Microsoft can show some goodwill by giving this for free, or at least a chopped down version, then it's the whole idea. Then, like Microsoft WordPad isn't good enough anymore. Like it's just really like there are more, like it's really weird. There's better definitions of WordPad, but why not have a cut down Microsoft Office and then have a tier up like a lot of other tiers are? A lot of other services have a lot of tiers. So why not add another tier where this is the free one, and then if you really want stuff, you go over here.
Correct, definitely. It's like Apple has their own product of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and they're basic free. Same thing with Google. Google offers it for free, but Microsoft was the only one that was actually, you still had to pay for it, and that was kind of odd.
And I think Microsoft, it seems like with all these news topics we've been talking about with Microsoft, they're trying to like reinvent themselves in some way, or like also like redirect their purpose, because they closed their Microsoft stores and they're doing this, right? So they are trying to like find like who they are now, like a little bit.
Yes.
Like maybe improve their image and also double down on what actually works for them.
Correct. And I'm still wondering, I'm pretty sure they're still going to, like if Microsoft's going to offer this for free, I'm still wondering if there's still going to be a catch behind it, that you're still going to have to pay for some kind of service to get certain features and certain this and that. What do you think about that, Joe? Do you think that's possible?
No, I think it's definitely possible. Although, it really is like it's really hard to compete with Google Drive being so free. Correct. And with you being able to do voice to text, like I've tried doing that in Microsoft before products, but I'm not sure it's been that successful. I think I wasn't able to do it, or it was not. I'm not sure. What about you? Have you ever been able to do voice to text in Microsoft Word?
I've never tried. I never attempted it because I type pretty fast, faster than what I could speak sometimes. So I've never really tested that out.
Yeah,
I know it's been there, but I never have.
Yeah, so I think like Microsoft, the products, they have a lot of features, but I think some of them, like they don't have some of the features that like more modern, like when you do your text phones or your Google Drive or something where you can do voice to text and stuff like that. And so they have to like innovate, and they have to also compete with a free service.
Correct.
So I do think there will be like the way they already have you pay for the subscription. I think they're still going to keep that, but they're going to have a chopped down version that competes with Google Drive.
Yep, definitely.
And then, over time they'll see whether they need to add more to that.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because you can't stay still. Your competitors are always going to offer more services and innovate. So, Microsoft was there before, Google, and now Google, is pushing them along.
I can't wait. I want to see what this is going to go in the future, their online docs with their free services and stuff like that. I'm kind of wondering where this is going to be heading to in the near future.
Yeah, I'm excited about it because we just discovered Google Meet, right? Like
Correct.
Google like is really offering a ton of services for free. And so it's hard because they're the search engine and they have a lot of ad revenue for that and a lot of push. And so watch out.
Yep.
Keep trying to compete wherever you can.
Well, that's gonna pretty much end this topic. Let's go ahead and jump on to the next topic. Next topic is gonna be an update to what we've been talking previously. You might be interested in a lot of this. That Fortnite will actually could be deleted when you update your iOS. What do you think about that, Joe? Do you think that's possible? Do you think they'll actually do that to their people, their clients?
I definitely think it's possible. I think there's, you know, um, in the past been, discussion about whether, with Apple or other, like maybe, I don't know, like, who controls like the Android? Is that Microsoft or
Google.
Oh, Google? Yeah, Google. So that kind of like the outdated policy, where you had to your battery life what didn't meet the demands of what your phone was doing, so it was obsolete, and so people had to like kind of upgrade because like the new iOS was like doing things that they didn't want them to do,
Yeah.
and there was some pushback on that, and I think maybe they've changed some of that, but with this ongoing legal like litigation, I don't see they've already like I would say they've already made all their iOS Fortnite players upset.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see like I don't see how they are I don't see them like trying to facilitate playing Fortnite
Yeah,
until Epic Games comes back and plays the way they want them to play.
definitely.
So they'll just toss it up to like some malfunction or something and then not fix it because they're blaming that Epic Games will have to fix it, but Epic Games like just kind of like toss it up to like, well, everybody's in court right now. Nobody has time to fix this problem.
Correct.
As Fortnite player numbers go down and down, and the pressure for Fortnite and Epic Games to solve the court case,
Mm-hmm.
Goes in Apple's favor.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
I think it's totally possible that something like that would happen. And Epic is the one that's warning people, don't update your iOS to the 14 if you still want to play Fortnite during this litigation.
Yeah, for me, I think it's up in the air. Like it's possible they could do this and not, but like you said, Joe, it's possible. And I totally agree with that. And I really think that's kind of like invasive in a way, like forcing the client to remove an app because of something that's going on behind the scenes if it's already installed on your phone.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand why when you go to a new iOS, why an app that was for the previous iOS, why that wouldn't be functional, Like if it's not really offering features that are added with the iOS, you'd hope I wish that they were always backwards compatible,
Yeah.
At
No,
least with the
definitely.
previous generation. I know or I don't know. I guess that doesn't make sense because if it was previous and it can keep going back and back, but I don't know. There should be some way that it could like keep going or like let you once you accidentally upgrade to iOS 14 that you should be able to go back to the 13. Can you do
Correct.
that?
You can't go back once you update.
Okay, well, see,
That's it.
that's kind of nuts in my opinion. Like it's just software. Why can't they go backwards, right? Like why?
Correct.
If you're updating, how come you can't go backwards, reverse? But I think it's pretty interesting, like where you're saying it could happen, but it might not. And this is like Epic Games also playing that fight too, because this is Epic Games is like saying they're like being preemptive, right?
Correct.
They're saying, hey, I want to keep our player base strong, and Apple, which we're already trying to demonize because they're the ones that are like being bad on developers and everybody in the coding, right? Like they're not really in our have our interests best at heart. So, it's being preemptive. It's like Apple might not actually do this, but Epic Games is trying to win the court battle and the public opinion battle by saying this.
Correct.
And at the same time, Apple might do it. Like it may be like this is like a balancing act. Like maybe Apple is doing this behind the scenes, and then maybe Epic Games is like, well, we're gonna at least try to like balance it out.
Yep. Definitely.
So, guys, if you really like are addicted to Fortnite or you really love it, so I wouldn't upgrade to 14 until the court case is solved.
Sometimes you're gonna be forced to update to 14. With
Are
Apple, yeah. But sometimes you're forced to update.
How do they do that?
They install it automatically.
So like you turn your phone off and it turns back on and it installs?
Sometimes like that. Sometimes if you tell it to remind you later or next time reboot, you'll actually turn it off and you'll force it. And sometimes the message just pops up. I've like I said, I've actually had some clients of mine that they were just on their phone and they were just swiping. When they just clicked on the screen, the message popped up and you actually didn't click install and you didn't want to.
So you accidentally installed it.
Correct. You're like, they do it on purpose so they could actually force you to update.
And they don't say, "Are you sure?"
Correct. There's no like second options. Like you're going to install this right now, even if you make a mistake.
Even if you're accidentally like in an important business call.
Yep, that's it. You restarted. That's it. Bye.
Gosh, if that's true that like for calls and other things that you do on the internet, and it just pops up and you swipe it and it starts installing. I can't believe that's still a practice.
Yeah, it shouldn't be allowed at all. Like Android doesn't force you to do an update. It tells you in the notification at the top. Swipe down and you just click on it, and it tells you it'll tell you, oh, you want to install this right now? We can, and unless you want to install it later. And that is a good way to update a phone. Not being a box pops up to your face. Do you want to install this application right now? Hit start install now. It doesn't. Yeah. There's no option like, oh yeah, you could remind me later, but everybody's gonna be swiping the screen. Why do you want that notification to come up like that? Put it on a notification window at the top. Put it in when you restart your phone. Do or at night, like at a certain time, depending on your time zone. Don't do it from 8 in the morning to 12 at night because people are working.
Yeah.
Do it at night or something.
Yeah, and I think that's what Epic Games is trying to show here. Like Apple is a bit too string-like.
Mm-hmm.
It's got its strings attached to too many things, and it needs to lighten up a little bit.
No, it sure does. Even when the government, I don't know if you remember that government case, the government versus Apple, but we all know Apple won. That the government wanted a backdoor open up for them because they were trying to get some documents or some information off the phone, but the Apple refused to open the back door for them.
Mm-hmm.
But they still managed to get through the back door. Some private company actually did it, which was an ex-employee of Apple, to what I've heard. It was in a big document, so they actually did it for them.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if that should be said out loud publicly, but I know it was in a document I saw.
Well, yeah, if it's on the internet. I don't agree with people who are saying something on the internet shouldn't be there. You can't talk about it. It's like, it's on the internet.
Correct.
Like if you don't want it on the internet, then, keep your files off the internet, basically.
Definitely. Was there anything else you want to add to this topic, Joe?
No, just that, I hope there's some resolution to this as soon as possible, because it affects a lot of people.
Definitely.
And it affects a lot of, developers and just, it makes people skeptical as to, should they accept Apple's terms of 30%? And it just, I don't know. People like stability and they like to know, it's with such a big company doing this. It's with Epic Games and Apple. They want to know, what's the resolution? How do we plan for our business in the future?
Correct.
You know, some companies like this can afford to have these epic battles, right? Epic battles in the court systems.
Yep.
But others are just like, we're just trying to meet our bills and we're trying to make the next product and the next step up.
Definitely.
So,
well, that's gonna pretty much wrap up this topic. Now we're at the special event, Joe. You ready?
I'm ready.
I am going to be nervous on this topic because this will be the first time I actually discuss this topic into a public sector. I will go ahead and be, let me go ahead and do a Windows capture. We're going to capture, we're going to go ahead and launch into VirtualBox. I'm going to disappear off the screen for a little bit. So you're going to see on the screen, we have VirtualBox open. So if you're really interested, you could just stay here. If you're not, you could just jump back into the stream later. Like, this is actual VirtualBox. Hopefully y'all can see that clearly. See, okay, there you go. So here, it's a VirtualBox. VirtualBox this runs for anybody that wants to run testing on computers, or you run test software, run virus scan stuff on your computer and without getting your computer infected. So here's a little method that I've done. I've used this for years. So here you can actually run a Windows 7, Windows 10 machines. I have two installed, and they're pretty much everything's up to date on them. So today we're gonna actually launch a VirtualBox. Are you watching it, Joe?
Yep, I can see it.
So first, we're gonna go ahead and show you how to set up a virtual machine on here for the first time. So we're gonna go ahead and click at the very top, click on machine, click add, and then where is it? You have to create. Oh no, not add. We have to click on machine new. Here we're just gonna name it whatever you want to name it. For this tutorial, we're gonna name it tutorial. Just for you guys. Oh, wrong machine. Tutorial. What happens when you have like two machines? You have Linux. You have you can install different types of operating systems on it. Right now we're going to click on Microsoft Windows. We're going to do Windows 7 64-bit. Here you can give it to whatever RAM you have on your based on your computer. Don't give it all your memory on your computer, because then you'll run out of memory and you'll be stuck in limbo. So for this tutorial, we'll leave it at 2048. You hit next. Here you actually create a virtual hard disk. I usually just click create a virtual disk. You got different types of hard disk file types. Here you actually got the VDI, virtual disk image. You got the virtual hard drive. You got a virtual machine disk. VMDK is usually used for VMware, but for this one we're gonna just use VDI. It's simple just for this computer itself. So if you want more information on this type, I will make a video on this later, explaining to you what each does and how you could open them and how you could use these into other projects into the future if you'd expect. You could also do expert mode. Expert mode gives you a lot of more information, how much file size you want it. If you want dynamic, you want to set a file size specifically. You could do all that here. So we're just gonna leave it in advanced for now. You hit create, and it creates the machine for you. If you click on settings, you can actually see more of the options. You can actually see system. Under system, you see motherboard, processors, acceleration. You can mess with these features. You could get more CPUs if you have a quad core or a 16 core, 16 thread machines and stuff like that. You could give it more. Motherboards, you could actually give it to what you want, but it still gives you for a floppy. If you remember the floppies, you could actually select it. If not, I would remove it because you really don't need floppies. You could do chipsets, USB pointers. You have all these other options. You got display, you got remote display, you got recording. If you want to record from directly out of your virtual machine, which is also called a VM. Yeah. You also have storage. You could add more storages. You could actually add ISO, which is an actual disk image. That's also a DMG. That's what it stands for. Just choose a file, because we are gonna have to select virtual actually iOS. This is an iOS. This is Windows 7 Pro 32-bit. Oh, let me see if I can find it the right path. Open. Okay, it's Windows 7. Okay, where is it? I'm trying to find it, guys. Give me one moment. And this is, I'm trying to find the file location, okay? So, give me one moment. I have an image here somewhere. Let's see. Where are you? I have so many images, guys. It's somewhere here. Working. I usually have all my images here. I swear, guys, I have the virtual machine somewhere. I have it somewhere. Where are you? Oh no, I moved things around. Oh no, you're good. I don't think I have it here. I don't have it.
Well, regardless, I'm really looking forward to your video.
Well, regardless
like,
of that,
I've always been like intimidated by virtual machines.
Yeah, like let's just say when you do that, you select the disk image. I can show you that video later. Create that image later for you guys. I don't have the drive for some apparent reason. All you would do is just, like I said, you would just click on the settings, and then you go to the storage. You click on the empty, and then you click on that, and then you just click on the image, like this right here. That will be an image. You would actually select that and then just hit open, and it'll be a CD here, say Windows 7 or whatever the name of the disk image is. Once you do that, you would turn it, you right click, and then you hit start and then normal. Try not to bore you guys, so so like right now it's the virtual machine starting up. See how here it asks you, just go ahead and start it, and then it opens up virtual machine. I don't know if you still see it. Let me see. Where are you at? Where is this? Okay, once you open that up, another box will open up. Okay. So you see that right there, the box. What was that?
Yeah.
I forgot that. Where's that key?
System halted.
Right control. Okay, there you go. See, this is what happens whenever you click on it. If I hit reset, the virtual box will open up. It'll show something like that, and then you'll get right there, no bootable medium found, because there's no disk inside. And if you plugged in like I stated earlier, into the little CD at the bottom, you'll see here too. You click on that, and then you'll see choose disk image and stuff like that. You'll have that option to put it in there. Oh, damn. Now let's go ahead. Let me just go ahead and show you how a virtual machine looks like when you actually launch it. So where is it? Let's go ahead and open up Windows 10. Let me go ahead and open it up. It is in Windows 10, a virtual box. You see how it's loading Windows 10?
Yep, I see it now. It's on a delay for me, but yeah, I see it. It's cool.
That's the pretty cool part about running a virtual machine. And also too, default, I'm giving you a heads up, guys. On this right here, automatically comes with USB 1.0 version. If you're gonna update to Windows, not Windows, USB 3.0s, you actually have to download a file that's an addition to this to update it.
Interesting, because I don't understand the whole idea about the virtual machine versus your own physical machine with the if your computer has like 3.1 and stuff, how did you're saying that the virtual can't take those speeds?
It wouldn't take it by default. You have to download a patch, and then it'll support the 3.0s. Surprisingly, it's not built into the program.
Yeah.
Like usually, majority of things are actually like today are built in.
Yeah.
But this one, it's not built in. Right now, it's loading Windows. Right now, it's loading Windows 10. I gotta give it a minute. It's doing an update. I just shut it down last time without updates.
And then once you're in there and stuff, so you can access Google.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
From that, and then when you download something, you're downloading something only to the virtual.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't even know what the password is.
So you have to go through the same installation process in your
Correct.
virtual?
And it's pretty fast.
Yeah, you go through the same steps of a PC name and everything.
Correct. The same steps, same everything. No difference.
So you still select your drives on your physical one?
You'll have access to everything exactly like a machine.
Okay.
You see right here. I'll go ahead and click on recycle bin.
Can you do Inception?
What do you mean Inception?
You know what I mean? Can you do a virtual and a physical? I'm
pretty sure you can. You just gotta have the space and the support the virtual machine to support it.
I was just wondering, just for the heck of it, just to show it Inception on the computer.
See, right here, this machine, and you'll access all the drives. This right here, virtual guest addition, you really do need that. You just click on devices and then insert guest addition CD. This gives you automated screen resolution, that whatever you resize that screen that you're on the VM, it'll actually resize it for you to your resolution that you set to.
Cool.
So you could adjust it to different sizes. It'll automatically adjust. You have access to this. You have access to anything you want. USBs, if you click on the bottom. If I hooked up a USB, I'll be able to set any of this up, but I don't want to do that, because if I do that, I'll screw things up right now since I'm on a live stream. You could do a lot. There's a lot of things you could do in here. You could infect this computer with a virus without it delaying.
Yeah, you should make a video. You should make a video about everything you can do. One for how to set it up and everything, and then two about just keep brainstorming about how many different things you can do in there.
Correct. You can do a lot of stuff here. Here, look at the CPU usage. I'm using an actual CPU for my main desktop on this virtual machine, and it's only a 1 core, and it's showing it. I'm not even using 100% off of it. I'm only using 2%, and RAM too. I'm only using.
Is this showing your physical CPU?
It's showing the physical CPU on the virtual machine. And that is
so how is it is it showing the physical plus the virtual utilization together?
This is just a virtual with whatever I assigned it.
Oh, whatever you assigned it. Okay. All right.
Because this machine is a 12 gig, so it's using 4 gigs. So my main PC is 12 gigs, so I'm minusing 4 out of that. So my main PC is using 8 right now, and versus the virtual machine. So if I would go back to the regular Windows, I'll be automatically using almost 4 gigs of memory.
So you can choose how big the C drive is, and then the memory.
Correct.
And then you could choose how much of the CPU, how much speed it's using, or.
Correct. Let me show you this, guys.
An internet or.
Since Joe brought this up, this is a good question for you guys to actually understand how VM works. Look at this. Look at my actual desktop. is using 8 gigs of RAM because I have 4 running automatically because of the VM. So I'm using 4 gigs of resources automatically from the VM. And 4 gigs is my CPU, my regular computer using it. So I'm almost maxed out. Look at my CPU usage.
Yeah.
Because this computer is not like it's not like all high tech, and I can't assign it processors. But yeah, this is that's the little issue. See how the disk drive, Ethernet's running a little hot because of we're streaming and stuff like that.
But yeah, good to know, because you might think that you're not actually tapped out that much.
Correct. So that's the thing, is that you got to remember about that. And for people that have multi-cores and have like 32 gigs of RAM, I would just cautious on what you use, what you're gonna assign to your computer, how much memory, how much this and that. You don't want the VM to actually just to die on you while you're actually doing something on it.
Well, it'll just freeze and then have to close.
Correct. It'll be forced closed and it'll just die on you, and then or the main computer, you will have to restart your computer and stuff like that. And like I said, Joe, this runs exactly like if you're running a Windows computer.
That's cool.
Let me see. Let me show you. Like if I want to type Google.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out, because then it looks a lot less intimidating than I thought. And once you go through those steps, then you can just brainstorm on your own too as to what you can do with it.
Yeah, you can make instead of messing on your own computer and creating messing it up and creating additional causing messing up your computer when you're doing testing software, testing hardware.
Sandbox.
Correct. This will be a sandbox. Right now the internet's running slow on here because we're doing a live stream, but if you were doing without it, it'll run perfectly fine. And then also the CPU usage.
Yeah, you know what I thought was a cool thing, like just for like a YouTuber or for a business or something, you could use a virtual machine to like keep your business stuff just on the virtual.
Correct. And that's another
and then it's like it's not with all your personal files, and you don't have to have 2 computers or whatever.
Correct. You could put this on an external drive and actually have it there in case that the main computer fails on you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, when I worked at the school district, it's not confidential. I used to work at a school district for about 10 years, and I'm the one that set up virtualization at the school, and I restructured the way everything worked. And I've actually ran, I sandboxed a lot of my stuff whenever I was testing. And we actually had clients actually use stuff like this, and students use it, and all of things like that. But there is some downfalls on using VirtualBox, some of this stuff. But besides that, and it runs good, Joe.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Cool demo.
That's a little tutorial I wanted to show you guys. So
yeah, thanks for that surprise.
Next time I'll have make sure wherever we're doing another video, I'll actually have an ISO or something for you guys. Maybe next time I'll cover what is an ISO image.
Yeah, that'd be cool, because I'd like to do like a sandbox like iOS.
And that's, if any other questions, guys, you're more than welcome to comment. This is not like restricted to just this topic. You could bring up anything you need, any other type of technical support. We're willing to help you out. Joe will help you out with whatever he knows, and me, I have more experience than Joe, but he knows more. Not gonna lie, he knows more in a lot of other hardware stuff than I do. We both have weaknesses and strengths. Is that right, Joe?
I'm more of the gaming aspect. Yeah.
I'm more in the technical aspect, but not in the gaming industry. I always whenever it comes to technical gaming stuff, I always contact my gaming buddies, and they do recommendations for me, or any suggestions that they could offer. So we all don't know everything.
Yeah.
If you know everything, you might be lying. Not to say like you're a liar, but
you might be.
Yeah, I've been doing IT for like 12 years, 13 years. I don't know anybody that knows everything about a computer.
And then you know everything, and then you're going to forget some of it.
Correct. So like something Joe might be like, oh yeah, Joe, you're right. I forgot about that 3 years ago. I did that. It's not perfect either. So, well, guys, this is really pretty much the end. Anything you want to throw in there, Joe?
No, just you continue to, if you caught us on YouTube, or you caught us on Anchor or any other like Apple or anything, continue listening wherever you get your podcasts. And we can always, appreciate your support in any way if you like to, like liking or sharing or subscribing, or becoming a contributor. We can do like an Anchor contributor, or eventually do other forms of merch and other stuff like that in the future. But yeah, just continue to support us, and we'll support you, and we love you.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time. Next weekend, we'll still be hosting on my channel. Is that right, Joe?
Yep, we're still hosting for a good while on Renee's channel. So have a great week, guys, and manage your stress, and come for us for your tech support.
Correct. Definitely. We'll be here to support you anyway, anyhow. So see you guys. Peace.
Peace.